All right, that's the Jukskei River in Johannesburg. But to give us a bit of information about the weather patterns and what we've been experiencing in some parts of the country, we're joined now in studio by our in-house meteorologist, Kgolofelo Mahlangu. Kgolofelo, good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming through.
Afternoon to you, Palisa.
I think the first question really is this kind of rain normal for this particular time of the year?
Yes, yeah. What we call this weather is tropical rains. So what happens is usually around this time of the year for all the summer regions in South Africa, we do get some tropical moisture coming down from the subtropics and the equator, coming all the way down to the northeastern parts of the country, causing this persistent rain.
So the tropical rain, as you call it, what patterns does it usually come out with? What do we notice from that kind of rain?
Okay. Usually, I don't know if people have heard of a ridging high pressure system. Usually we have a high pressure system moving moisture in from the Indian Ocean into the eastern parts of the country. And also we have an upper trough drawing in moisture from the tropics. And those are the main two weather patterns that are around during this time of the year.
All right, so I would believe that high pressure system is the main cause of the rains that we're seeing now.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's that tropical temperate trough that comes from the equator, subtropics coming down to the country. So the ridging high pressure system actually aids in, these rains to occur over the country and aids in bringing in moisture actually.
Oh, and we know that we've been struggling with drought in the country. So we really have had enough rain, but is it enough to alleviate the drought that the country is experiencing?
Not necessarily, unfortunately, Palisa. A week's worth of rain is not enough to alleviate this problem we have. So I just saw that the dam level at the Vaal has actually gone down. So from 42% to 39%, and that was just not enough rains, unfortunately. Instead, it really caused some damage in Gauteng and the Northwest Province instead of really directing into the right proper channels.
And then provinces such as your Northern Cape, we know that is where the big problems are in terms of drought. So what are we seeing there? Has it received enough rain as well?
Not. Based on the seasonal forecast the Weather Service issued out last month, or rather for the beginning of this month, it was showing below normal rainfall for most of our summer rainfall region rather. So we have received good amounts of rainfall in Gauteng, in the northwest and parts of Mpumalanga, but then all the other surrounding provinces unfortunately did not receive enough rainfall.
All right. So I still see some different shades of blue there.
Yes.
Look at Johannesburg, 80%, parts of the Free State, Bloemfontein, 60%. So I would believe that we are still expecting more rain. When is the situation likely to sort of clear?
This is still expected to linger around today going into tomorrow morning. But then going into tomorrow, that rain will clear over the central parts of the country and just coming through towards the eastern parts of the country, and also parts of the Eastern Cape province will receive some rain tomorrow morning.
All right, so Cape Town has not received anything?
Cape Town hasn't received anything, and we're not expecting any rain in the next few days. So over there, it's just partly cloudy skies, becoming sunny at times, and just warm temperatures for them.
All right, but for some parts of Johannesburg, so you say that by Thursday, the skies would have cleared?
Yes. Tomorrow, rain is really improving. Moving on to tomorrow, this band, or rather on to the third day, this band would have shifted towards the eastern parts of the country, spreading over just the KZN province and into the eastern parts of the Eastern Cape. And I think the escarpment, the low-felt areas, of Mpumalanga and Limpopo will receive some rain still on Thursday. But as for Gauteng, we'll maybe, if we're lucky, see some clear skies.
All right, so I'll leave it to you for the rest of how the country looks. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much, Palisa. And just bringing you some rain. We're still expecting a wet day in Gauteng today, parts of Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and the Free State, and into KwaZulu-Natal province as well. Tomorrow, like I said, there'll be a bit of clearance over the central parts of the country, leaving some rain to linger over the southern parts of the Eastern Cape province, spreading into the Midland areas. Also, there's a greater chance of some rain and showers to be expected along the coastal areas of the Eastern Cape and the KwaZulu-Natal province, as well as the Midlands of KwaZulu-Natal. Now, the South African Weather Service issued a warning for today for severe thunderstorms over the central parts of the country. That is the western half of the Northwest Province, the northeastern parts of the Northern Cape, and major parts of the Free State Province. Be careful in those areas as you drive around due to reduced visibility and some slippery roads. Also, there's a warning for heavy rains leading to localized flooding in these areas shaded in red, covering parts of Limpopo, Gauteng, the extreme northern parts of the Northwest Province, into Mpumalanga, and also the extreme northern parts of KwaZulu-Natal province. Please be very vigilant driving in those areas. Today's maximum temperatures will be quite cool over most places there in the north. We see Pretoria still peaking at 18 degrees and a cool day in Johannesburg as well with a maximum of 17. It'll be warmer though as you go towards the northern parts of the Limpopo, Musina and Lephalale will both peak at 23 degrees. Cooler as you go, or rather warmer as you go towards the central parts of the country where Bloemfontein will see a maximum of 25 degrees. It'll be 27 in Kimberley. Otherwise very warm as you go towards the central interior of the Western Cape province where Beaufort West will sit at 30 degrees. A very hot day is expected here in Uppington with a maximum temperature of 34 degrees Celsius. Overnight lows will be quite cool still over most places. Very cold here in Bethlehem with a 9-degree temperature drop. Over Bloemfontein, expect a minimum temperature of 12, and it will be cold here in Sutherland as well as Ermelo with a minimum temperature of 10 degrees. In the mother city, it will be warmer with a minimum temperature of 17. Otherwise, along the coastal areas, expect an average of around 17 degrees. Tomorrow's maximum temperatures are expected to improve a bit. We see Pretoria peaking at 25 degrees and Johannesburg will sit at 24. Still hot here over the central parts of the country with Uppington peaking at 35 degrees Celsius. In the Western Cape province, the central interior will also be quite hot, while along the coastal areas will be quite warm with places like Richards Bay peaking at 29 degrees as well as in Cape Town. And that's all we have for now. Stay tuned to SABC News.